You are about to enter the hidden kingdom where dreams are forged into destiny. The Alchemy of Sleep shows you how the hours between sunset and sunrise can turn your I am into reality itself. The night remembers. Your only task is to declare who you truly are. The Alchemy of Sleep. Introduction. In the hidden chambers of eternity, before the first clock dared to measure a moment, there was a truth carried on the breath of dreamers. The night is not an empty span, but a living kingdom. Between the last light of day and the first light of dawn lies a sacred realm where destiny is woven in silence. Here thought becomes golden thread, word becomes a seed of power, and the quiet utterance of I am is the chisel shaping the sculpture of your life. The stories before you are drawn from forgotten ages and holy places, bazaars heavy with the perfume of spice and silk, temples where unseen voices sang to the soul in slumber, moonlit shores where fishermen pulled abundance from the waters with words alone. Across windswept deserts, snow-crowned mountains, and boundless seas, seekers have learned that the sleeping mind is a gate, an open field where possibility takes root, a sacred kiln where the clay of tomorrow hardens into form, a mirror polished to reveal the highest vision of yourself. Within these chapters are not mere tales, but living maps. They offer you the relics of the ancients and the keys to wield their power. You will wander gardens where seeds sown in shadow bloom with the morning voyage starlit waters, where intention drifts with celestial tides, and enter the eternal library where both past and future may be rewritten in the ink of your desire. And yet these paths are not reserved for others. They are yours. For you, too, carry the old knowing. The night hears you. It remembers. It shapes. All that is needed is the courage to speak your truth into its depths and the stillness to watch as your days are transformed to match the vision you dare to proclaim. Step forward now and let the night become the master craftsman of your destiny. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. Part 1, the first 10 gateways. Chapter 1, when dreams become destiny. In the bustling markets of ancient Damascus, where spice-laden winds carried whispers of distant lands, Michael Rodriguez stood before his nearly empty silk merchant stall. Once his family's trading house had been renowned throughout the Silk Road, but now only a few threadbare bolts remained. Their once brilliant colors faded like his dreams of prosperity. Each night Michael would climb to his rooftop, spreading out his last piece of finest silk beneath the stars. Perhaps tomorrow, he would sigh, watching merchants with fuller purses parade through the streets below. His prayer seemed to echo emptily into the dark. One evening, as he dozed beside his silk, an ancient beggar appeared. Her silver hair gleamed in the moonlight as she ran weathered fingers across the fabric. "Your silks weep, young merchant," she said, "for they remember when you spoke to them with power." Michael blinked in confusion. Spoke to them? All things respond to the voice of I am when whispered between sunset and sunrise, she replied. Your ancestors knew this. They would sleep among their silks, whispering I am prosperity, until the very threads hummed with abundance. Though skeptical, desperation led Michael to try that very night. As he drifted between sleep and waking, he whispered, I am wealthy, into his silk. To his amazement, the fabric seemed to warm beneath his touch. Night after night he continued, feeling foolish at first, but soon noticing subtle changes. Customers began stopping more frequently. Forgotten trading partners suddenly remembered his family's name. Within months, his once empty stall overflowed with the finest silks from distant kingdoms. A year later, as Michael's trading house became the most prosperous in Damascus, the beggar appeared again. "You have remembered the ancient way," she smiled. "The night listens when we speak our truth to it. Know this, dear seeker, your sleeping mind is like Michael's silk, ready to absorb and magnify whatever you declare with the power of I Am. The hours between sunset and sunrise are sacred vessels, waiting to be filled with your highest vision of yourself. Practice tonight as you prepare for sleep. Choose one area of your life you wish to transform. Lie quietly and feel yourself drifting into that space between waking and dreams. Begin whispering your I Am statement, simple, clear, and in the present tense. Let it be the last thought in your mind as sleep embraces you. Do this for 7 nights and watch as your declaration begins weaving new patterns in the fabric of your reality. Remember, the night has always known your true wealth. Your words of power, spoken in darkness, are simply reminding the universe of who you really are. Chapter 2. The Language of the Sleeping Soul. In the shadow-draped halls of the Temple of Inner Mysteries, where sacred incense curled like ancient spirits through marble corridors, Jessica Martinez kept her nightly vigil. As temple guardian, she walked the midnight paths between towering columns, ensuring no uninitiated souls disturbed the secret rites performed in darkness. For 7 years she had patrolled these halls, yet never had she ventured near the forbidden Chamber of Whispers, where high priests conducted their most sacred ceremonies. But on this night, drawn by an otherworldly chanting that seemed to pulse through the very stones, Jessica found herself beside its giant obsidian doors. Through a crack in the ancient stone, she witnessed something extraordinary. 12 priests, clad in starlight-colored robes, moved in perfect synchronicity around a central flame. But it wasn't their movement that transfixed her. It was their words. They spoke in a language unlike any she had heard in her years of temple service, yet somehow her sleeping mind understood perfectly. "Sister," came a gentle voice behind her. Jessica turned to find High Priestess Sarah, her eyes twinkling with knowing rather than judgment. "You have been called to learn the night's deepest secret." "The language they speak," Jessica whispered, "is the tongue of the sleeping soul," Sarah completed. "Our conscious mind speaks in thoughts, but our sleeping mind speaks in vibrations. Watch." The priestess guided Jessica into the chamber. Observe how they pause between phrases, allowing silence to amplify their words. Notice how they layer their voices, some high, some low, creating waves of sound that penetrate deeper than normal speech. "Can anyone learn this sacred language?" Jessica asked. "The sleeping mind already knows it," Sarah smiled. "It is not about learning, but remembering. When you speak to your sleeping consciousness, you must let go of daytime logic. Speak instead with the rhythm of your heartbeat, the flow of your breath, the pulse of your very being. Know this, dear seeker, your sleeping mind requires a different language than your waking thoughts. It understands the spaces between words as much as the words themselves. It reads the melody of your intention, the rhythm of your belief, the very vibration of your soul's truth. Practice tonight as you prepare for sleep. Speak your desires not just with words, but with your entire being. Breathe deeply and let your affirmations rise and fall like waves. Allow periods of silence between phrases, letting each declaration sink deeply into your consciousness. Feel the vibration of your words in your body. This is the language your sleeping mind has always known and through it, transformation becomes inevitable. Remember, the sleeping soul has its own ancient tongue. When you speak to it in this sacred language, miracles become as natural as dreams. Chapter 3, Catching Dreams in Ancient Waters. Along the mist-shrouded shores of an ancient sea, where waves whispered secrets older than time, Daniel Thompson cast his nets into waters that seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. Unlike other fishermen who sought their catch by day, Daniel had discovered that the richest bounty came in those ethereal hours between midnight and dawn. His fellow fishermen mocked his strange ways, calling him Starlight Catcher, as they returned to harbor while he ventured out. But Daniel had learned something they hadn't. The sea spoke a different language after dark, and abundance followed those who knew how to listen. One moonless night, as he prepared to cast his nets, an unusual tide carried his boat into a hidden cove he'd never seen before. There, perched on a weathered rock, sat an ancient woman weaving fishing nets from strands of starlight. "Your nets are wrong," she said without looking up. "You catch with rope when you should catch with words." "Words don't catch fish," Daniel replied. The woman's laugh rippled across the water like silver. "Everything in the sea is drawn to the right vibration. Watch." She cast her starlight net while whispering, "I am abundance," and the waters suddenly teemed with fish, their scales gleaming like jewels. "The ocean of sleep is just like these waters," she explained, helping Daniel pull in the miraculous catch. "Cast your I am declarations into its depths as you drift into slumber, and the universe itself becomes your net, drawing to you everything that matches your words." Night after night, Daniel practiced this wisdom. As he sailed into deeper waters, he would whisper his intentions into the darkness. "I am prosperity. I am abundance. I am blessed." Soon his boat strained under the weight of each night's catch, while other fishermen's nets came up empty. Know this, seeker. Your consciousness is like Daniel's midnight sea, vast, mysterious, and responsive to the declarations you cast into its depths. The hours of darkness are when the waters of manifestation are most receptive to your sacred I am statements. Practice tonight as you lie down to sleep. Imagine your desires as nets woven from pure light. Cast them into the infinite ocean of your consciousness while declaring what you wish to draw into your life. Begin with I am, followed by your heart's truest wishes. Let these declarations sink into the depths as you drift into sleep. The universal sea will work as you rest, drawing to you all that matches your words. Remember, in the ocean of infinite possibility, your I am statements are nets that never fail to bring back treasure. Cast them with faith into the waters of night, and watch what abundance the morning tide delivers. In Chapter 4, Writing on the Tablets of Night. In the sacred library of ancient Alexandria, where scrolls held the wisdom of 1,000 civilizations, Amanda Chen served as the royal scribe of twilight hours. Unlike other scribes who worked by day, she was chosen to record the pharaoh's most powerful decrees during the mysterious time between sunset and star-rise, when the veils between worlds grew thin. Each evening, Amanda would prepare her special inks, mixtures of crushed lapis lazuli, powdered moonstone, and morning dew collected from lotus petals. But on this night, as she ground her materials in the golden bowl, passed down through generations of twilight scribes, something extraordinary happened. The bowl began to hum with an otherworldly resonance, and from its depths emerged a figure of light, the spirit of the first twilight scribe. Your inks mark only papyrus, the spirit observed, when you should be writing on the tablets of eternity. I don't understand, Amanda replied, her hands still covered in shimmering blue powder. Watch carefully, the spirit instructed. Taking Amanda's hand, the figure guided her fingers through the air in graceful movements. To her amazement, luminous letters appeared, hanging in the space before them. The hours of twilight are when the cosmic tablets are most receptive, the spirit explained. Each thought you hold in your mind during these sacred moments becomes inscribed upon the eternal record of your soul. But you must time your inscriptions precisely. The spirit taught Amanda the secret rhythms of twilight writing, how to feel the exact moment when day surrendered to night, when consciousness began to drift like smoke, when the mind was most receptive to new impressions. Know this, dear seeker. Your thoughts during the transition from day to night are like Amanda's sacred inks. They mark not just the surface of your mind, but the very tablets of your eternal being. The declarations you hold in your awareness during these precious moments become written into the book of your destiny. Practice tonight as the sun begins to set. Prepare yourself like a twilight scribe. Create a sacred space free from distraction. As natural light fades, feel the precise moment when day surrenders to night. In this powerful transition, hold your chosen I am statement in your mind with unwavering focus. Visualize each word being inscribed in letters of light upon the eternal tablets of your consciousness. Maintain this sacred writing until sleep embraces you. Remember, the most powerful scrolls are written not with ink and papyrus, but with focused intention during the holy hours when day transforms into night. Your thoughts in these moments become eternal declarations in the cosmic library of creation. Chapter 5, Shaping Reality While You Rest. In the hidden valley of 1,000 kilns, where the sacred clay beds had been worked since time immemorial, Brian Mitchell shaped vessels unlike any other. While most potters worked by day in the communal workshop, Brian preferred the midnight hours when the clay seemed alive with mysterious potential. His fellow artisans whispered that his pots held magical properties. Water stored in them tasted sweeter, plants grown in them flourished beyond nature's normal bounds, and medicines prepared in them possessed extraordinary healing power, yet none had discovered his secret. One night, as the moon cast silver shadows through the workshop's smoke hole, an ancient wanderer appeared, her clothes dusted with the clay of 1,000 lands. She watched in silence as Brian worked, his hands moving in perfect harmony with his whispered chants. "I am abundance," he murmured, and the clay swelled beneath his fingers. "I am healing," and the vessel's walls strengthened like living tissue. "You've discovered it," the wanderer smiled, her voice like wind through ancient reeds. "The mystery that most seek their entire lives." "I discovered what?" Brian asked, his hands never leaving the wheel. "That consciousness is clay," she replied, taking a handful of earth and shaping it with impossible speed into a perfect miniature temple. Most try to shape their reality while it's hardened by the sun of waking thought. But you... She gestured to his midnight labors. "You work with it when it's most pliable, in the depths of night." The wanderer taught Brian how the sleeping mind was like clay at its most responsive state, receptive, malleable, ready to take any form impressed upon it. "Your whispered intentions," she explained, "are like your hands upon the wheel, shaping tomorrow's reality while consciousness sleeps. Know this, seeker, Your sleeping mind is the potter's wheel upon which tomorrow's experiences are shaped. Like wet clay, it accepts the impressions of your intentions most deeply in the hours of darkness. Practice tonight as you prepare for sleep. Imagine your consciousness as sacred clay upon the wheel of creation. Feel its receptive nature, its readiness to be shaped. Whisper your I am declarations with the same loving attention a master potter gives their finest work. Let each affirmation be a gentle yet decisive impression upon the clay of your sleeping mind. Trust that as you rest, these shapes are being fired in the kiln of divine manifestation. Remember, the vessels of your tomorrow are being shaped by the declarations you make tonight. Work with the clay of consciousness when it's most receptive, and watch how your reality takes beautiful new forms with each dawn's light. Chapter 6: Medicine for the Sleeping Spirit. In the healing temples of ancient Epidaurus, where sacred springs bubbled with curative waters, Rachel Garcia served as guardian of the night ward. Unlike other healers who practiced by day, she understood that the deepest healing occurred when consciousness surrendered to sleep's embrace. Each evening, as shadows lengthened across the temple columns, Rachel would prepare her healing chamber with bundles of dream sage and vessels of moonlit water. Her method seemed strange to other healers. She spoke to her sleeping patients in whispered tones, teaching them to heal themselves through the power of their unconscious minds. One night, as she tended to a merchant suffering from an incurable malady, a mysterious figure appeared in her chamber, the spirit of Asclepius himself, ancient god of healing, taking the form of a humble herb gatherer. "Your medicines are incomplete," he observed, watching her work. "I use the finest herbs in the temple gardens," Rachel replied, grinding her remedies with practiced care. The figure smiled, taking a handful of empty air and transforming it into a glowing elixir. "The most potent medicine is not found in any garden. It grows in the fields of sleeping consciousness, watered by the words we plant there." He showed Rachel how each sleeping patient was like a fallow field, exceptionally fertile during the night hours. "Watch," he instructed, whispering to the merchant, "I am vitality. I am restoration. I am wholeness." With each declaration, the patient's breathing grew stronger, their color healthened. "The sleeping mind accepts healing truths without resistance," the spirit taught. "Like a garden drinking the evening dew, it absorbs whatever we declare with absolute faith. Know this, seeker. Your sleeping consciousness is the most fertile soil for planting the seeds of transformation. The declarations you make as you drift into slumber become the medicine that heals your tomorrow. Practice tonight. Prepare yourself like a temple healer. Create a sacred space for rest. As you lie down, place one hand on your heart and the other on your abdomen. Breathe deeply and declare with gentle authority, I am healing. I am renewal. I am wholeness. Feel each affirmation sinking into the fertile soil of your sleeping mind. Trust that as you rest, these declarations are transforming into powerful medicine within you. Remember, the most profound healing occurs not through external remedies, but through the sacred declarations we plant in the garden of night. Your sleeping mind is the master physician, transforming your whispered truths into tomorrow's vitality. Chapter 7: Stars Align in Sleeping Hours. High in the windswept peaks of ancient Tibet, where sacred observatories pierce the night sky like fingers reaching for heaven, Timothy Foster kept his solitary vigil. Unlike other astronomers who mapped the movements of celestial bodies, Timothy sought to understand the invisible threads that connected human consciousness to the cosmic dance above. Each night, surrounded by brass instruments and charts of constellation paths, he tracked an unusual phenomenon: how the alignment of certain stars seemed to amplify the power of human intention. But his greatest discovery came on a night when the ancient observatory was shrouded in storm clouds. Unable to see the stars, Timothy sat in frustrated meditation until an ethereal figure materialized, a celestial mathematician whose robes shimmered with living constellations. "You search the sky," the figure observed, "when you should be studying the observatory within." "I don't understand," Timothy replied, his astronomical tools lying useless before him. The figure drew a perfect circle in the air with light. "The stars above are merely reflections of the celestial mechanics in human consciousness. Watch." The being guided Timothy into a state between waking and sleeping, where he suddenly perceived that his own awareness was a vast observatory, with thoughts moving like planets and intentions shining like stars. During sleep, the celestial teacher explained, your consciousness naturally aligns with the great wheels of creation. Like planets moving into perfect conjunction, your sleeping mind synchronizes with the fundamental forces that shape reality. Timothy learned that each night, as consciousness surrenders to sleep, we enter a cosmic alignment where our intentions gain the gravitational power of planets, drawing experiences into orbit around our declarations. Know this, seeker. Your sleeping mind is an observatory where the stars of manifestation align. Like Timothy's discovery, the hours of rest are when your consciousness moves into perfect conjunction with the universal forces of creation. Practice tonight as you prepare for sleep. Imagine your awareness as a sacred observatory. Feel yourself becoming still, like the eye of a great telescope, ready to align with cosmic forces. As you drift toward sleep, declare your "I am" statements as if launching them into the perfect gravitational alignment of stars. Trust that while you rest, these declarations orbit through the celestial mechanics of manifestation. Remember, the stars of your destiny align most powerfully in the observatory of sleep. Your nighttime declarations become celestial bodies, drawing your desired reality into perfect orbital harmony with the infinite. Chapter 8, Rising Before the Sun. In the mist-shrouded village of the ancient East, where morning stars still whispered their secrets to listening souls, Stephanie Wilson tended the sacred ovens that fed the temple's 1,000 mouths. Unlike other bakers who worked through days' familiar rhythms, she discovered a deeper mystery in the hours before dawn. Her breads possessed qualities that defied explanation: loaves that brought prosperity to those who ate them, rolls that sparked inspiration, and ceremonial challah that seemed to glow with inner light during holy days. Yet none knew the source of their transformative power. One pre-dawn morning, as she whispered her intentions into each batch of dough, an ancient woman appeared, her silver hair crowned with wheat stalks that sparkled like crystallized time. "You understand the first law of rising," the woman smiled, taking a handful of dough and breathing life into it until it expanded like a miniature universe. "I simply speak to the dough as I need," Stephanie replied, continuing her work in the flame-lit darkness. The woman laughed softly. "The dough rises because you rise first, in consciousness. These hours before dawn, when most still dream, are when the veil between intention and manifestation is thinnest." She showed Stephanie how each loaf was a mirror of the baker's expanded consciousness. You speak your "I am" declarations into the night, and like this dough, they expand in darkness. When you rise before sun, you catch them at their fullest. Stephanie learned that dreams, like bread, require darkness to rise. The declarations we make before sleep expand through the night, ready to be baked into reality when we rise to meet them in the pre-dawn hours. Know this, seeker. Your intentions are like divine dough expanding through the darkness of sleep. The hour before dawn is when they reach their peak, ready to be transformed from possibility into manifestation. Practice tonight as you prepare for rest. Declare your intentions like a sacred baker preparing tomorrow's bread. Whisper your "I am" statements with the same loving attention given to precious dough. Rise before dawn to bake these expanded intentions in the first rays of morning light. Stand in the powerful silence of pre-dawn and feel how your declarations have risen through the night. Remember, the sweetest manifestations, like the finest breads, rise in darkness and transform in dawn's first light. Your consciousness is the divine oven where night's expansive dreams become the nourishment of new realities. Chapter 9: Seeds Planted in Darkness. In the remote mountain valleys of ancient Nepal, where mist-shrouded monasteries clung to cliffsides like nests of enlightened eagles, Joshua Phillips tended the secret midnight gardens. Unlike traditional gardeners who worked by day, he understood that the most powerful growth began in darkness, when the veils between worlds grew thin. Each night, as temple bells echoed their final resonance through the valleys, Joshua would descend to his moonlit sanctuary, carrying sacred seeds wrapped in silk. His methods puzzled other monks. He spoke to his seeds before planting, whispering ancient truths while the moon cast silver shadows through the prayer flags above. One night, as he prepared to plant a rare lotus variety, an unusual figure emerged from the mists. A luminous being whose body seemed composed of living vines and flowering wisdom, taking the form of an aged gardener. "Your seeds sleep," the figure observed, watching Joshua work the soil. "They await the spring," Joshua replied, carefully placing each seed in its earthen bed. The being smiled, taking a handful of ordinary soil and transforming it into shimmering stardust. All seeds dream of what they will become, but only those planted in the soil of night remember their cosmic origins. He showed Joshua how each seed contained infinite potential, like a sleeping consciousness ready to awaken. "Watch," he instructed, whispering to the seeds, "I am abundance. I am unfoldment. I am eternal growth." With each declaration, tiny sprouts of light emerged from the soil, reaching toward the stars. "The dark hours are when all things remember their true nature," the Spirit taught. "Like seeds dreaming beneath the earth, your sleeping mind touches its divine source, ready to grow toward any truth you plant there." Know this, seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is the fertile soil where tomorrow's realities take root. The intentions you plant as you drift into darkness become the forest of your future. Practice tonight. Become a midnight gardener of your own destiny. Create sacred space in the dark hours. As you prepare for sleep, hold your intentions like precious seeds. Plant each "I am" declaration in the rich soil of your consciousness, whispering, "I am growth, I am manifestation, I am infinite potential." Trust that as you rest, these seeds are taking root in the garden of universal possibility. Remember, the most vibrant realities grow from seeds planted in darkness. Your sleeping mind is the sacred soil where whispered truths blossom into tomorrow's garden of manifestation. Chapter 10: Harmonies of the Unconscious Mind. In the hidden valleys of ancient Kashmir, where sacred sounds echoed through crystal caves that amplified their power, Melissa Brooks discovered the secret language of sleeping consciousness. Unlike ordinary musicians who played for entertainment, She learned to weave melodies that could reprogram the deepest levels of human awareness. Each night in a cave chamber shaped like a perfect spiral, she would arrange 7 crystalline singing bowls in a sacred pattern, but her greatest revelation came when she began experimenting with playing them during the threshold hours between twilight and dreams. One evening, as the first stars emerged, an ethereal figure materialized within the spiral of bowls, a luminous being whose form shifted like visible sound waves, taking the shape of an ancient sound master. "You create ripples in the pool of consciousness," the figure observed, touching one bowl which rang with impossible harmonics. "I seek to heal through sound," Melissa replied, adjusting the placement of her instruments. The being smiled, drawing patterns in the air that transformed into visible music. "The sleeping mind is like this cave. It amplifies and transforms every vibration, but few understand its perfect resonance with certain frequencies." The spirit teacher showed her how specific tone combinations could create standing waves in human awareness, especially during sleep when consciousness becomes like still water, ready to receive and magnify subtle vibrations. "Watch," the being instructed, demonstrating how different harmonies corresponded to various states of manifestation. One sequence rang with the frequency of abundance, another hummed with the vibration of healing, while a third sang with the resonance of divine wisdom. "Your I Am declarations are sound at their core," the master revealed. "When intoned as you drift towards sleep, they create harmonic patterns that restructure reality itself. Know this, seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is a crystal cave of infinite resonance. The declarations you make before sleep become sound waves that shape the symphony of your manifestation. Practice tonight. Become a composer of consciousness. As you prepare for rest, intone your I Am statements like pure musical notes. Feel each declaration vibrating through your awareness. I am, pause. Infinite possibility, pause. Divine harmony, pause. Perfect manifestation. Let each phrase ring like a crystal bowl through the cave of your sleeping mind. Remember, the most powerful transformations occur when intention becomes pure sound in the symphony of sleep. Your consciousness is the divine instrument through which the music of manifestation plays. Part 2, Unlocking the Middle Path. Chapter 11, Calculating Infinite Possibilities. In the crystalline caves beneath the ancient city of Alexandria, where sacred geometry whispered its secrets through perfectly aligned shadows, Kevin Torres devoted his life to unlocking the mathematical patterns behind manifestation. Unlike other scholars who studied visible numbers, he sought the invisible equations that governed reality itself. Each night, surrounded by copper plates etched with sacred ratios, he would calculate the precise angles at which consciousness intersected with possibility. His breakthrough came when he noticed that certain numerical sequences appeared repeatedly in successful manifestations, like divine fingerprints left upon reality. One evening, as he traced the golden spiral on his meditation plate, the shadows in his chamber began moving against the light, coalescing into a figure whose form seemed built from pure mathematical principles, a being of living geometry who took the shape of an ancient mathematician. "You seek the formula for infinity," the figure observed, drawing a perfect circle in the air with a finger that left trails of light. "I believe all manifestation follows mathematical law," Kevin replied, showing his calculations. The being smiled, transforming the circle into a complex geometric pattern that seem to contain all possible realities. The sleeping mind calculates in shapes, not numbers. Dreams speak the language of sacred geometry. Through the night, the master revealed how manifestation followed precise mathematical ratios, the same proportions found in flowering plants, spiraling galaxies, and the human heart. Your I am declarations are equations, the being explained. When aligned with these divine ratios during sleep, they solve for infinite possibility. Watch, the teacher instructed, demonstrating how different geometric forms corresponded to various manifestation frequencies. The triangle vibrated with creative force. The square grounded energy into form, while the spiral encoded the pattern of infinite expansion. Know this, seeker. Your nighttime consciousness operates according to divine mathematical principles. The intentions you plant before sleep must align with these sacred ratios to manifest with maximum power. Practice tonight. Become a mathematician of consciousness. As you prepare for rest, visualize your intentions taking geometric form. See your I am declarations arranging themselves in perfect golden spirals. Feel each affirmation aligning with the divine proportions that govern reality. I am. Triangle. Infinite potential. Square. Perfect manifestation. Spiral. Let sacred geometry guide your intentions through the mathematical matrix of sleep. Remember, the most powerful manifestations occur when intention aligns with divine mathematical law. Your sleeping consciousness is the sacred calculator through which infinite possibilities compute themselves into reality. Chapter 12, Charting the Territory of Sleep. In the labyrinthine caves beneath ancient Tibet, where dream cartographers once mapped the invisible realms between worlds, Ashley Campbell discovered the hidden topography of human consciousness. Unlike ordinary mapmakers who charted physical terrain, she specialized in mapping the mysterious landscapes of sleep. Each night, in a cave chamber whose walls sparkled with phosphorescent crystals, she would unfurl scrolls of silk and trace the shifting territories of human awareness. Using inks distilled from sacred herbs, she documented the distinct regions where consciousness transformed during rest. One night, as she sketched the boundaries between dreaming and deepest sleep, the crystal dust in the air began swirling, forming into a luminous being whose body seemed composed of living maps, an ancient navigator of inner realms. "You chart seas few have sailed," the figure observed, touching a scroll which suddenly revealed glowing pathways through the stages of sleep. "I seek to understand the territories of transformation," Ashley replied, showing her carefully drawn sleep stage maps. The being smiled, drawing in the air with light that formed three-dimensional maps of consciousness. "The sleeping mind is not one land, but many kingdoms, each with its own laws and languages. Most travelers stumble blindly through these realms, but you seek to navigate with purpose." Through the night, the master revealed how each sleep stage offered unique opportunities for manifestation. The twilight realm excelled at seeding intentions. The deep void held power for complete reprogramming, while the dream territories could weave new realities into being. "Watch," the spirit instructed, demonstrating how I am declarations required different approaches in each domain. Time flows differently in these lands. What takes months to manifest in waking life can transform in moments when planted in the correct sleep territory. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a vast continent of possibility. Like any wise explorer, you must learn its regions, respect its rhythms, and plant your intentions in fertile soil. Practice tonight. Become a cartographer of your own awareness. As you drift toward sleep, notice the distinct territories you pass through. In the twilight lands, plant your primary intention. As you enter deeper realms, allow your I am declarations to take root in rich soil. In the dream territories, watch your manifestations begin to flower. Remember, the most powerful transformations occur when you navigate the realms of sleep with wisdom and purpose. Your consciousness is an uncharted world waiting to be explored through the maps of ancient knowing. Chapter 13. Sense that triggered transformation. In the sacred desert oasis of ancient Arabia, where fragrant resins and precious oils were worth more than gold, Nicole Perry discovered the invisible pathways through which aromas could reshape human consciousness. Unlike common perfumers who created scents for pleasure, she learned to blend essences that could unlock the deepest chambers of the sleeping mind. Each evening in her underground laboratory carved from amber-colored stone, she would distill rare botanicals using techniques passed down through millennia. Her breakthrough came when she noticed that certain fragrances, when inhaled at the threshold of sleep, could anchor intentions deep within the subconscious. One night, as she heated precious frankincense in a copper still, the aromatic vapor began swirling unusually, condensing into the form of a luminous being whose body seemed composed of living smoke, an ancient master of sacred scents. "You have discovered that consciousness has a fragrance," the figure observed, touching a clay vessel which released the scent of paradise itself. "I seek to understand how aromas can carry intentions into dreams," Nicole replied, adjusting her burners. The being smiled, creating patterns in the air that transformed into visible waves of scent. The sleeping mind remembers through the oldest sense, smell. Before words, before sight, your ancestors navigated reality through fragrance. Through the night, the master revealed how different essential oils corresponded to various aspects of manifestation. Sandalwood grounded spiritual wisdom into form. Rose opened the heart to infinite possibility, while jasmine awakened the highest frequencies of transformation. "Watch," the spirit instructed, demonstrating how to layer scents like musical notes. Your I am declarations become exponentially more powerful when carried on the invisible wings of sacred aromatics. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is activated through ancient sensory pathways. The fragrances you choose before sleep become ethereal messengers, delivering your intentions to the deepest realms of awareness. Practice. Tonight, become an alchemist of aroma. Place 1 drop of pure essential oil, sandalwood, rose, or jasmine, on your pulse points before rest. As you inhale the sacred scent, speak your I am declarations with purpose. I am. Inhale, divine potential. Exhale, infinite abundance. Inhale. Let each breath carry your intentions through the aromatic doorways of sleep. Remember, the most powerful transformations occur when intention merges with ancient sensory wisdom. Your consciousness is a sacred vessel waiting to be filled with the perfume of possibility. Before we get into the next chapter, you can download a free ebook version of this audiobook using the link in the pinned comment below this video. Chapter 14. Walking the Tightrope of Consciousness. In the mist-shrouded peaks of ancient Nepal, where temple acrobats performed feats that seemed to defy nature's laws, Brandon Lee discovered that the boundary between possible and impossible was as thin as a silk thread. Unlike ordinary performers who relied on physical practice alone, he learned to master his art through the mysterious realm of sleep. Each night in a meditation hall suspended between mountain peaks by ancient ropes, he would prepare for performances that no human had achieved before. His breakthrough came when he realized that the sleeping mind could rehearse movements with perfect precision, free from the doubts that plagued waking consciousness. One evening, as he balanced in meditation on a thread stretched across the void, the mists began to coalesce into the form of a luminous being who moved like flowing water, an ancient master of impossible grace. "You have found the secret path between worlds," the figure observed, walking upside down on air as naturally as others walked on earth. "I seek to understand how sleep can perfect what seems impossible in waking life," Brandon replied, maintaining his precarious pose. The being smiled, demonstrating movements that seemed to bend reality itself. "The sleeping mind knows no limitations. In dreams, you already possess every skill you wish to master." Through the night, the master revealed how the body could be reprogrammed during sleep, when consciousness was perfectly balanced between form and formlessness. "Your muscles remember what your mind imagines with complete conviction," the teacher explained. "Each night is 1,000 practices in perfect form." "Watch," the spirit instructed, showing how intention could be woven into physical memory through the bridge of sleep. The simplest movements, when rehearsed in this twilight state, became doorways to miraculous ability. "Know this, seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is the master choreographer of transformation. The skills you program during sleep manifest with supernatural grace in waking life. Practice tonight, become an acrobat of awareness. As you prepare for rest, feel your body in perfect balance. Visualize yourself performing your desired achievements with flawless execution. Let your I am declarations dance between possibility and manifestation. I am perfect mastery. I am effortless achievement. I am supernatural grace." Remember, the most profound transformations occur when you allow your sleeping mind to rehearse perfection. Your consciousness is the hidden thread upon which impossible dreams learn to dance. Chapter 15. Cutting Diamonds in the Dark. In the hidden valleys of ancient Kashmir, where precious stones held secrets older than time itself, Tiffany Rodriguez discovered that transformation required both pressure and precision. Unlike common jewelers who worked by daylight, she learned to cut the most valuable gems in perfect darkness, guided only by touch and inner vision. In her underground workshop carved from black onyx, she would sit before her cutting wheel as midnight approached. Her breakthrough came when she realized that diamonds revealed their true nature only when shaped in darkness, just as the human spirit blossomed through nighttime affirmations. One evening, as her hands danced across a particularly challenging stone, the diamond's facets began emanating an unusual glow, crystallizing into the form of a luminous being whose body seemed composed of living light, an ancient master of inner refinement. "You understand that true value emerges through pressure," the figure observed, touching a rough diamond which instantly revealed its perfect inner geometry. "I seek to understand how darkness shapes both stone and spirit," Tiffany replied, feeling the crystal's hidden patterns beneath her fingers. The being smiled, demonstrating how each facet, cut in darkness, reflected infinite light. "The sleeping mind is like an uncut diamond, perfect potential, waiting to be revealed through precise pressure and patient wisdom." Through the night, the master revealed how different aspects of consciousness could be refined like gem facets. Each I am declaration acted as a careful cut, revealing new dimensions of inner brilliance. Too much force shatters potential, the teacher explained, while perfect pressure releases light. Watch, the spirit instructed, showing how intentions must be shaped with diamond cutter precision. Your nighttime affirmations are like my wheel. Each rotation reveals more of your true radiance. Know this, seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is a precious stone waiting to be shaped. Through careful refinement in darkness, your inner light grows ever brighter. Practice tonight, become a craftsman of consciousness. As you drift toward sleep, feel yourself as an uncut diamond. Let each I am declaration act as a precise facet. I am pure brilliance. I am perfect clarity. I am eternal value. Allow the gentle pressure of these truths to reveal your hidden radiance. Remember, the most beautiful transformations occur when darkness and pressure serve the emergence of light. Your consciousness is a priceless gem waiting to be revealed through the ancient art of inner refinement. Chapter 16, Sailing Through Storms of Doubt. In the storm-racked waters of the ancient Phoenician coast, where waves rose like mountains and darkness consumed the stars, Captain Jeremy Walsh discovered that true navigation came not from what the eyes could see, but from an unshakable inner knowing. Unlike common sailors who relied solely on visible markers, he learned to guide his vessel through the blackest nights using the eternal compass within. Each evening, as thunder shook the heavens and lightning transformed waves into ghostly pyramids of water, he would stand at the helm of his ship, the Star Seeker. His breakthrough came during a tempest so fierce it erased all boundaries between sea and sky, forcing him to navigate purely by the light of his soul's own certainty. One night, as salt spray and cosmic mist merged into living curtains around his ship, the storm clouds parted to reveal a luminous being whose form seemed woven from starlight, an ancient master of celestial navigation. You have found that true direction comes from within, the figure observed, causing the ship's compass to spin wildly before pointing to a star that existed beyond physical sight. I seek to understand how to maintain course when all external guides vanish, Jeremy replied, gripping the wheel as another mountain of water rose before them. The being smiled, drawing patterns of light that transformed the chaos into perfect order. The storm-tossed mind is like these waters, but your I Am presence is the fixed star that never wavers. Through the night, the Master revealed how different states of consciousness were like weather patterns of the soul. Doubt was merely a temporary storm, while certainty was the eternal North Star of being. Your nighttime declarations are like stars, the teacher explained, fixed points of light by which you navigate any darkness. Watch, the Spirit instructed, showing how intention could plot a course through uncertainty. Your I Am awareness is the helmsman that steers true regardless of external conditions. Know this, seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is an unsinkable vessel of transformation. Through the storms of doubt, your inner compass remains true. Practice tonight, become a navigator of infinite seas. As you drift toward sleep, feel yourself at the helm of your consciousness. Let your I Am declarations be your guiding stars. I am unwavering certainty. I am perfect direction. I am safe passage through all storms. Allow these eternal truths to steer you through any darkness. Remember, the most powerful transformations occur when external chaos surrenders to internal certainty. Your consciousness is the fixed star by which all storms are navigated. Chapter 17. Threading Dreams into Reality. In the shadow-draped valleys of ancient Kashmir, where silk threads held stories older than memory, Christina Patel discovered that reality itself was woven from the invisible strands of consciousness. Unlike common weavers who worked only with earthly materials, she learned to interweave dreams with destiny on her sacred loom. In her meditation chamber, where moonlight filtered through crystalline windows to dance upon threads of gold and silver, she would sit before her ancient wooden loom as midnight approached. Her breakthrough came when she noticed that patterns formed in the night hours manifested with mysterious precision in the tapestry of daily life. One evening, as her shuttle danced between threads of possibility, the weaving before her began to shimmer with otherworldly light, transforming into a luminous being whose form seemed composed of living fabric. An ancient master of cosmic patterns. You have discovered that reality is simply threads of intention, woven with persistence, the figure observed, touching an empty frame, which instantly filled with scenes from future time. I seek to understand how nighttime thoughts become tomorrow's tapestry, Christina replied, watching her shuttle move now of its own accord. The being smiled, demonstrating how each I am declaration created an invisible thread of manifestation. Your sleeping mind is the master weaver, creating patterns too intricate for waking consciousness to comprehend. Through the night, the master revealed how different affirmations intertwined to create the fabric of experience. Each thought is a thread, the teacher explained, but only those spun with the silk of deep conviction become unbreakable. Watch, the spirit instructed, showing how intentions must be woven with both art and mathematics. Your nighttime declarations are like my shuttle. Each pass strengthens the pattern of your becoming. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a cosmic loom of transformation. Through persistent weaving in darkness, your desired reality takes form. Practice tonight, become a weaver of dreams. As you prepare for sleep, feel yourself before the loom of infinite possibility. Let your I am declarations create threads of light. I am perfect pattern. I am divine design. I am masterful manifestation. Allow these strands to weave together into the tapestry of your tomorrow. Remember, the most beautiful transformations occur when you understand that every dream is a thread, every affirmation a pattern, and your consciousness the eternal loom upon which reality is woven. Chapter 18. Transmuting Base Thoughts into Gold. In the mist-shrouded mountains of ancient Tibet, where sacred caves held secrets of transformation, Aaron Kim discovered that the true philosopher's stone lay not in earthly metals, but in the alchemy of consciousness. Unlike common metallurgists who sought only physical transmutation, he learned to transform the lead of limiting thoughts into the gold of infinite possibility. In his crystalline laboratory carved from living quartz where ancient symbols pulsed with otherworldly light, he would begin his great work as twilight descended. His breakthrough came when he realized that the sleeping mind was the ultimate crucible capable of transmuting any belief through the fire of I am declarations. One night, as his celestial furnace burned with violet flame, the smoke before him coalesced into a luminous being whose form shifted between all elemental states, an ancient master of spiritual alchemy. You understand that transformation requires both heat and darkness, the figure observed, touching a piece of lead that instantly flowered into pure gold. I seek to understand how consciousness transmutes through the night, Aaron replied, watching his thoughts take physical form in the crucible before him. The being smiled, demonstrating how each limiting belief could be purified through the flame of higher awareness. Your sleeping mind is the philosopher's stone, able to transform any element of your experience. Through the night, the Master revealed how different states of consciousness corresponded to alchemical processes. Fear is lead, doubt is copper, worry is tin, the teacher explained, but all transmute to gold through the sacred formula of I am. Watch, the Spirit instructed, showing how intention must be purified through specific stages. Your nighttime declarations are like my flame. Each repetition burns away what is false until only truth remains. Know this, seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is an alchemical vessel of transformation. Through sacred transmutation in darkness, base thoughts become golden reality. Practice tonight, become an alchemist of the soul. As you drift toward sleep, feel yourself before the crucible of consciousness. Let your I am declarations be the transforming flame. I am pure gold. I am perfect transmutation. I am infinite possibility. Allow these sacred fires to purify your entire being. Remember, the most powerful transformations occur in the sacred laboratory of sleep, where the lead of limitation transforms into the gold of infinite potential through the eternal flame of I am. Chapter 19, Seeing Your True Self. In the crystalline caverns beneath ancient Mount Olympus, where light danced through sheets of natural mica, Megan O'Brien discovered that true mirrors reflected not what was, but what could be. Unlike common mirror makers who crafted surfaces showing mere physical form, she learned to polish sacred reflections that revealed the soul's highest potential. In her underground workshop, where starlight filtered through translucent crystal walls, she would spend countless hours grinding and polishing mystical surfaces with sand from the river of time. Her breakthrough came when she noticed that mirrors crafted during the deepest hours of night somehow captured glimpses of future possibilities rather than present reality. One evening, as moonlight transformed her workshop into a cathedral of dancing reflections, the surface before her began to ripple like liquid silver, and from its depths emerged a luminous being whose form shifted between past and future, an ancient master of divine reflection. "You have discovered that true seeing transcends time," the figure observed, touching a mirror that instantly showed 1,000 versions of Megan's highest self. "I seek to understand how these surfaces capture tomorrow's truth," Megan whispered, watching as images of infinite potential swirled in the depths. The being smiled, demonstrating how each mirror was actually a window into probability. "Your sleeping mind is the ultimate reflecting surface, polished by I am declarations until it shines with perfect clarity." Through the night, the Master revealed how different affirmations acted like various grains of polishing sand. "Rough thoughts create clouded reflections," the teacher explained, "but statements of pure truth reveal your eternal essence." "Watch," the Spirit instructed, showing how intention must be refined through layers of consciousness. "Your nighttime declarations are like my polishing cloth. Each pass reveals more of your divine reflection. Know this, seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is a sacred mirror of transformation. Through persistent polishing in darkness, your true self emerges with crystal clarity. Practice tonight, become a crafter of divine reflections. As you prepare for sleep, Imagine yourself before the mirror of infinite possibility. Let your I am declarations polish your consciousness. I am perfect clarity. I am divine reflection. I am eternal truth. Allow these statements to reveal your highest self. Remember, the truest transformations occur when you stop seeing what is and begin reflecting what can be through the flawless mirror of your own awakened consciousness. Chapter 20, Guiding Ships to Safe Harbor. On the storm-racked cliffs of ancient Thrace, where tempests raged like warring titans, Sean Murphy discovered that consciousness itself was an eternal flame guiding souls through darkness. Unlike common lighthouse keepers, who tended only physical fires, he learned to kindle the immortal light that draws dreams into manifestation. In his tower of weathered stone, where wind and wave waged endless battle, he would climb the spiral steps each twilight to light the sacred flame. His breakthrough came during a terrible storm, when he noticed that ships guided by his beacon seemed to materialize from the very mist they sought to escape. One night, as lightning split the sky and thunder shook the ancient stones, the flame before him spiraled upward impossibly high, coalescing into a luminous being whose form flickered between fire and stardust. Master of guiding lights. You have discovered that every desire is a lost ship seeking harbor, the figure observed, gesturing toward distant vessels that appeared to sail through dimensions rather than mere water. I seek to understand how intention becomes beacon light, Sean spoke above the storm's fury, watching as his thoughts took form as streams of radiance. The being smiled, demonstrating how each I am declaration created a unique frequency of light. Your sleeping mind is the eternal flame, drawing to shore that which you most deeply affirm. Through the night, the Master revealed how different forms of light attracted different manifestations. Fear creates false fires that lead astray, the teacher explained, but pure truth shines as an unwavering guide through any storm. Watch, the Spirit instructed, showing how intention must be focused like a lens. Your nighttime declarations are like my lighthouse beam. Each rotation strengthens the signal that draws your desires home. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a sacred beacon of transformation. Through persistent illumination in darkness, your desired experiences navigate surely to your shore. Practice tonight, become a keeper of the eternal flame. As you drift towards sleep, imagine yourself atop the lighthouse of infinite possibility. Let your I am declaration shine across the waters. I am perfect guidance. I am safe harbor. I am unwavering light. Allow these beams to draw your manifestations home through any storm. Remember, the surest transformations occur when you understand that every dream is a ship seeking harbor, every affirmation a guiding light, and your consciousness the eternal flame that ensures safe passage home. Part 3, the final passage and eternal return. Chapter 21, When Hours Become Eternities. In the sacred valley of ancient Kashmir, where moments flowed like honey and time itself danced to celestial rhythms, Amber Singh discovered that consciousness could bend the very fabric of duration. Unlike common timekeepers who measured only the passing of physical hours, she learned to expand single moments into eternities through the mystical science of nocturnal transformation. In her chronometer sanctuary, where crystalline water clocks mark the heartbeat of the universe, she would begin her observations as twilight painted the sky in violet hues. Her breakthrough came during a midnight meditation when she noticed that 5 minutes spent in perfect I am resonance created changes that should have required days of effort. One night, as she watched time spiral through her instruments like liquid starlight, the space before her folded inward, revealing a luminous being whose form shifted between youth and ancientness, an eternal master of temporal mysteries. "You have discovered that time bows to consciousness," the figure observed, touching a water clock, whose drops suddenly flowed upward, defying nature's laws. "I seek to understand how moments expand in sleep's embrace," Amber whispered, watching as time visible curved around her intentions. The being smiled, demonstrating how each state of consciousness existed in its own temporal field. "Your sleeping mind exists outside time's arrow. 5 minutes there can seed changes that would require months in waking life." Through the night, the master revealed how different affirmations created unique temporal effects. Scattered thoughts dispersed time's power, the teacher explained, but focused I am declarations compressed transformation into singular perfect moments. "Watch," the spirit instructed, showing how intention warps time's flow. "Your nighttime declarations are like pebbles in time's pool. Each ripple extends infinitely through past and future. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a sacred vessel outside ordinary time. Through perfect presence and darkness, eternities compress into moments of pure potential. Practice tonight, become a master of time's mysteries. As you approach sleep, feel yourself entering time's still point. Let your I am declarations resonate beyond duration. I am perfect timing. I am eternal presence. I am infinite now." Allow these moments to expand into limitless transformation. Remember, the deepest transformations occur when you understand that time is consciousness in motion, and 5 minutes spent in perfect resonance with truth can birth more change than years of ordinary effort. Chapter 22. Conscious journeying in unconscious realms in the misty valleys of ancient Tibet, where reality and dreams flowed together like mixing rivers, Ryan Abbas discovered that consciousness need not surrender to sleep's embrace. Unlike common dream interpreters who merely recalled night visions, he learned to maintain perfect awareness while traversing the borderlands between worlds. In his meditation cave, where sacred incense traced patterns in the air and prayer flags whispered ancient secrets, he would enter the twilight state between waking and dreaming. His breakthrough came when he noticed that by maintaining a thread of conscious intention while falling asleep, he could guide his nighttime journeys like a master navigator steering through ethereal seas. One evening, as shadows danced on cave walls and reality began to shimmer, the space before him transformed into a luminous being whose form shifted between solid and ethereal, an ancient master of dream-walking. "You have discovered that sleep need not mean unconsciousness," the figure observed, demonstrating how to weave awareness through dreams, like a silver thread through fabric. "I seek to understand how to maintain direction while surrendering control." Ryan spoke softly, watching as thoughts became tangible landscapes around him. The being smiled, showing how different levels of awareness created unique dreaming territories. "Your sleeping mind is a vast kingdom. Consciousness is the lamp that illuminates its hidden treasures." Through the night, the master revealed how to plant intentions that would flower in dream soil. "Random thoughts create chaotic dreamscapes," the teacher explained, "but focused I am declarations become bridges between worlds." "Watch," the spirit instructed, showing how to remain centered while reality transformed. Your nighttime declarations are like anchors in the dream world. Each one creates a point of stability in infinite possibility. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a sacred vessel of transformation. Through maintained awareness in darkness, you become the dreamer rather than the dreamed. Practice tonight, become a walker between worlds. As sleep approaches, hold fast to a single thread of intention. Let your I am declarations guide your journey. I am conscious presence. I am divine awareness. I am eternal witness. Allow these truths to illuminate your path through dreams' infinite territories. Remember, the deepest transformations occur when you learn to remain awake within sleep's embrace, steering your consciousness through the waters of infinite possibility with unwavering intention. Chapter 23, Words that Reverberate Through Eternity. In the crystal caves of ancient Lemuria, where sound became visible and echoes lived forever, Brittany Stone discovered that whispered words could ripple through the fabric of existence itself. Unlike common echo hunters who chased fleeting sounds, she learned to create resonant patterns that transformed reality across multiple dimensions. In her acoustic sanctuary, where crystalline formations captured and amplified the subtlest vibrations, she would study the sacred geometries of sound. Her breakthrough came during a midnight chant, when she noticed her whispered I am declarations creating luminous patterns that spiraled through space and time like living mandalas. One night, as her voice merged with the cave's natural harmonies, the air before her crystallized into a luminous being whose form sang with rainbow frequencies, an ancient master of eternal sound. You have discovered that words never truly die, the figure observed, touching a crystal that rang with affirmations spoken centuries ago. I seek to understand how whispers shape reality. Brittany spoke softly, watching her words transform into geometric light patterns. The being smiled, demonstrating how different tones affected the structure of matter itself. Your sleeping mind is the perfect resonance chamber. Each I am declaration creates ripples through all dimensions of existence. Through the night, the master revealed how to shape sound into manifestation. Scattered words dissipate like mist, the teacher explained, but focused declarations become crystalline bridges between possibility and reality. Listen, the spirit instructed, revealing how intention shapes vibration. Your nighttime affirmations are like songs that reality cannot help but dance to. Each one creates harmonies that reshape the cosmic symphony. Know this, seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is a sacred instrument of transformation. Through perfect resonance in darkness, your words become the music that reality orchestrates itself around. Practice tonight, become a master of eternal sound. As sleep approaches, feel your words creating ripples through existence. Let your I am declarations sing across dimensions. I am perfect harmony, I am infinite resonance, I am eternal song. Allow these vibrations to transform the very structure of your reality. Remember, the most powerful transformations occur when you understand that every word spoken with truth becomes an eternal echo, reshaping reality long after the original sound has faded into silence. Chapter 24, Rewriting the Records of the Past. In the labyrinthine archives beneath ancient Alexandria, where history itself was etched into living crystal, Stephen Park discovered that memories were not fixed like stone, but fluid like morning mist. Unlike common record keepers who merely preserve the past, he learned to reshape the very fabric of personal history through the alchemy of sleeping consciousness. In his crystal archive chamber, where shimmering walls held the memories of ages, he would study the shifting nature of experience. His breakthrough came during a deep meditation, when he noticed that the crystalline records responded not just to what had happened, but to what was believed to have happened. One night, as he traced his fingers across the memory-storing crystals, a shimmering figure emerged from the walls, an ancient keeper of the Akashic records, whose form seemed woven from pure light and remembrance. "You have discovered that the past is not as fixed as mortals believe," the figure observed, touching a crystal that suddenly displayed multiple versions of the same event. "I seek to understand how night consciousness can reshape what was," Stephen whispered, watching as personal histories shifted like sand in an hourglass. The being smiled, demonstrating how sleeping minds could access the quantum field, where all possibilities existed simultaneously. "Your cellular memory is like these crystals. Each night's I am declarations rewrite your story at the deepest level." Through the darkness, the master revealed how identity itself was a living record, constantly being rewritten. "Trapped in old stories, we remain bound," the teacher explained, "but conscious dreaming allows us to select new chapters from infinite possibility. Observe," the spirit instructed, revealing how belief reshapes memory. "Your nighttime affirmations are like a crystal stylus. Each one rewrites the very foundation of who you believe yourself to be. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a sacred scribe of transformation. Through perfect presence in darkness, you can rewrite the story of who you are at the most fundamental level. Practice tonight, become a master of your own history. As sleep approaches, feel yourself accessing the infinite library of possibility. Let your I am declarations rewrite your story. I am infinite potential. I am perfect wholeness. I am divine author." Allow these truths to reshape your cellular memory into perfect alignment with your highest self. Remember, the deepest transformations occur when you understand that your past is as flexible as your future, and each night brings a new opportunity to rewrite your story in harmony with truth. Chapter 25, Creating Storms and Sunshine. In the floating temples of ancient Atlantis, where gossamer bridges connected crystal spires that pierced the clouds, Samantha Reyes discovered that human consciousness and atmospheric conditions were intimately intertwined. Unlike common weather prophets who merely predicted storms, she learned to dance with the very breath of nature itself. In her sky chamber, where rainbow light filtered through prismatic walls and clouds drifted lazily past windows, she would observe the delicate relationship between inner and outer weather. Her breakthrough came during a midnight meditation, when she noticed that her sleeping breath synchronized perfectly with the rhythm of gathering storm clouds. One evening, as she harmonized her consciousness with the approaching tempest, the air before her coalesced into a shimmering being whose form shifted between lightning and gentle rain, an ancient master of elemental forces. "You have discovered that external conditions mirror internal weather," the figure observed, gesturing to show how her peaceful dreams had calmed the raging storm. "I seek to understand how sleep states influence the elements," Samantha whispered, watching as her gentle exhalations dispersed threatening clouds. The being smiled, demonstrating how different emotional frequencies affected atmospheric patterns. "Your sleeping mind is like the eye of a storm. Each I am declaration ripples outward, creating perfect conditions for manifestation." Through the night, the master revealed how consciousness shapes reality's climate. Scattered thoughts create chaotic weather, the teacher explained, but focused affirmations align all elements in harmony with your intentions. Feel, the Spirit instructed, showing how inner peace creates outer calm. Your nighttime declarations are like gentle winds. Each one shapes the perfect conditions for your dreams to flourish. Know this, Seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a sacred force of transformation. Through perfect harmony in darkness, you become the weather worker of your own reality. Practice tonight, become a master of inner and outer elements. As sleep approaches, feel yourself merging with nature's rhythm. Let your I am declarations create perfect conditions. I am serene skies. I am nurturing rain. I am warm sunshine. Allow these truths to shape both your inner and outer atmosphere. Remember, the most powerful transformations occur when you understand that external conditions naturally align with your inner weather, and each night brings an opportunity to create the perfect climate for manifestation. Chapter 26, Embracing What You've Hidden. In the underground shadow temples of ancient Kemet, where sacred dancers moved between reality and mystery, Justin Vale discovered that our greatest power lies in embracing what we fear most. Unlike common performers who danced only in light, he learned to weave movement through darkness itself, becoming one with the shadows that most fled from. In his obsidian chamber, where black mirrors reflected truths most couldn't bear to see, he would practice the forbidden art of shadow integration. His breakthrough came during a moonless night, when he noticed his shadow moving independently, revealing aspects of himself he had long denied. One evening, as he danced with his deepest fears, his shadow separated from the wall and took form, an ancient guardian of hidden wisdom whose body seemed carved from living darkness. You have discovered that what we reject becomes our greatest teacher, the figure observed, as Justin's cast shadows began dancing with rather than against him. I seek to understand how to embrace what I've hidden, Justin whispered, watching as his movements created patterns of light and shadow that told stories of wholeness. The being smiled, demonstrating how different aspects of self could be integrated through conscious movement. Your sleeping mind is the perfect dance floor. Each I am declaration must acknowledge both light and shadow to manifest true power. Through the night, the Master revealed how rejection creates resistance. What you fight becomes stronger, the teacher explained, but what you embrace transforms into allies of manifestation. Dance, the Spirit instructed, showing how to move with, rather than against the darkness. Your nighttime affirmations must include all aspects of self, each one bringing rejected parts home to wholeness. Know this, Seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is a sacred space of integration. Through perfect acceptance in darkness, you transform what you fear into what empowers you. Practice tonight, become a master of shadow integration. As sleep approaches, feel yourself embracing all aspects of your being. Let your I am declarations include your whole self. I am both light and shadow. I am all that I've been and all I shall become. I am perfect wholeness. Allow these truths to dance through your consciousness until all separation dissolves. Remember, the deepest transformations occur when you understand that what you've hidden holds the key to your power, and each night brings an opportunity to embrace your complete self in perfect love. In Chapter 27, when all pieces fall into place, in the hidden maze gardens of ancient Crete, where living labyrinths shifted beneath starlight, Michelle Drake discovered that reality itself was an ever-changing puzzle responding to the quiet whispers of sleeping minds. Unlike common maze walkers who sought only to navigate paths, she learned to speak to the very essence of pattern and possibility. In her meditation grove, where hedge walls would mysteriously rearrange themselves each night, she would contemplate the interconnected nature of all things. Her breakthrough came during a new moon, when she noticed that the maze's patterns perfectly mirrored the arrangement of her previous day's thoughts. One evening, as she traced the evolving pathways with her fingertips, the very air before her crystallized into a being whose form seemed woven from interconnected geometric shapes, an ancient keeper of universal order. You have discovered that all circumstances are but pieces of a greater design, the figure observed, as fragments of reality around them began shifting like pieces of a cosmic puzzle. I seek to understand how sleep consciousness arranges life's patterns, Michelle whispered, watching as seemingly random events aligned into perfect meaning. The being smiled, demonstrating how different thoughts created different arrangements of possibility. Your sleeping mind is the ultimate puzzle master. Each I am declaration causes the universe to rearrange its pieces in support of your vision. Through the darkness, the Master revealed how synchronicity follows intention. What seems like chance is sacred geometry, the teacher explained, every piece finding its perfect place when guided by sleeping wisdom. Observe, the Spirit instructed, revealing how unconscious beliefs shape circumstance. Your nighttime affirmations are like hands arranging puzzle pieces, each one drawing perfect situations into alignment with your dreams. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a sacred arranger of reality. Through perfect trust in darkness, you allow the universe to organize itself in harmony with your highest good. Practice tonight, become a master of divine arrangement. As sleep approaches, feel yourself surrendering to perfect order. Let your I am declarations guide universal forces. I am divine timing. I am perfect alignment. I am miraculous synchronicity. Allow these truths to arrange all circumstances in support of your highest purpose. Remember, the most beautiful transformations occur when you understand that every piece of life's puzzle seeks its perfect place, and each night brings an opportunity to align with the grand design of existence. Chapter 28, Connecting Two Worlds. In the mist-shrouded valleys of ancient Nepal, where impossible gorges separated sacred peaks, Robert Cruz mastered an art far beyond mere bridge building. Unlike common engineers who worked only with stone and rope, he learned to weave bridges from the very fabric of reality itself. In his mountain workshop, where thin air shimmered with possibility, he would study the invisible threads connecting all things. His breakthrough came during a twilight meditation, when he noticed gossamer strands of light spanning the seemingly impassable void between what was and what could be. One evening, as he wove ethereal cables between distant peaks, the mountain air condensed into a luminous figure whose form rippled like the aurora, an ancient architect of reality's pathways. You have discovered that all destinations are already connected, the figure observed, revealing how threads of intention spanned every perceived gap. I seek to understand how sleeping consciousness builds these bridges, Robert whispered, watching as golden filaments of possibility wove themselves between his present circumstance and future dreams. The being smiled, demonstrating how different thoughts created different paths across the void. Your sleeping mind is the master builder. Each I am declaration strengthens the bridge between your current reality and your highest vision. Through the night, the Master revealed how intention spans all chasms. What seems impossible is merely unopened possibility, the teacher explained. Every dream already connected to its manifestation through bridges of belief. Feel, the Spirit instructed, showing how to sense the invisible spans. Your nighttime affirmations are like bridge cables, each one creating unshakable connections between where you stand and where you're called to be. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a sacred bridge builder. Through perfect faith in darkness, you strengthen the pathways to your highest destiny. Practice tonight, become a master of spanning worlds. As sleep approaches, feel the bridges already existing between your current life and your deepest dreams. Let your I am declarations fortify these cosmic spans. I am the bridge. I am safe passage. I am divine connection. Allow these truths to strengthen the pathways to your highest good. Remember, the most powerful transformations occur when you understand that every destination is already connected to your present moment, and each night brings an opportunity to strengthen the bridges to your destiny. Chapter 29, Rising from Ashes of Old Beliefs. In the hidden volcanic temples of ancient Lemuria, where sacred fires burned eternally in crystalline chambers, Kimberly Nash served as keeper of the immortal phoenix. Unlike common fire tenders who merely maintain flames, she learned to nurture the very essence of perpetual rebirth. In her flame sanctuary, where walls of rose quartz pulsed with living light, she would commune with the sacred firebird. Her breakthrough came during a midnight ritual, when she witnessed the phoenix not just transforming itself, but transforming the very space around it into pure possibility. One evening, as she tended the regenerative flames, the phoenix's fire coalesced into a being of pure radiance, an ancient guardian of eternal renewal, whose form shifted constantly between endings and beginnings. You have discovered that identity itself is but a temporary vessel, the being observed, as golden flames danced through Kimberly's consciousness, burning away what no longer served. I seek to understand how sleeping minds embrace rebirth, Kimberly whispered, watching as the phoenix demonstrated the art of conscious dissolution and reformation. The being smiled, revealing how different aspects of self could be released and reborn. Your sleeping mind is the perfect pyre. Each I am declaration burns away old limitations while birthing new possibilities. Through the night, the Master revealed how attachment creates stagnation. What you cling to binds you, the teacher explained, but what you release transforms you into ever greater expressions of truth. Observe, the Spirit instructed, showing how the phoenix surrendered completely to transformation. Your nighttime affirmations must embrace both the burning and the becoming, each one a sacred act of renewal. Know this, seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a sacred fire of transformation. Through perfect surrender in darkness, you allow outdated aspects of self to become ash from which new power rises. Practice tonight, become a master of perpetual renewal. As sleep approaches, feel yourself entering the phoenix flame. Let your I am declarations become both fire and rebirth. I am eternal renewal. I am perfect transformation. I am rising in glory. Allow these truths to consume what you were while birthing what you're becoming. Remember, the most profound transformations occur when you understand that each ending contains the seed of greater beginning, and each night brings an opportunity to rise renewed from the ashes of former limitations. Chapter 30, Unlocking Every Door to Freedom. In the crystalline caves beneath ancient Mount Meru, where reality's deepest secrets lay hidden behind countless mystic doors, Mark Rivera served as keeper of the universal keys. Unlike common locksmiths who worked with metal and mechanics, he learned to craft keys from pure consciousness that could unlock any door in existence. In his luminous workshop, where crystal walls reflected infinite possibilities, he would forge keys from starlight and intention. His greatest discovery came during a sacred eclipse, when he realized that every lock was merely an illusion created by limited belief. One evening, as he shaped a key from pure moonbeams, the air before him transformed into a being whose form seemed made of countless turning locks and flowing keys, an ancient master of infinite access. "You have discovered that all barriers are but temporary agreements," the figure observed, as countless doors appeared and dissolved around them, revealing the fluid nature of reality's boundaries. "I seek to understand how sleeping minds unlock their own limitations," Mark whispered, watching as phantom keys formed from his very thoughts. The being smiled, demonstrating how different thoughts created different keys. "Your sleeping mind is the master keysmith. Each I am declaration crafts a key that opens new realms of possibility." Through the darkness, the master revealed how permission precedes manifestation. "What seems locked is merely awaiting the right key," the teacher explained, "every dream accessible through the perfect combination of belief." "Feel," the spirit instructed, placing an ethereal key in Mark's hands. "Your nighttime affirmations are like universal skeleton keys, each one capable of unlocking any door that stands between you and your highest destiny. Know this, Seeker, your nighttime consciousness is a sacred keymaker. Through perfect trust in darkness, you forge the keys to every kingdom of possibility. Practice. Tonight, become a master of universal access. As sleep approaches, feel yourself holding the keys to all existence. Let your I am declarations become master keys. I am unlimited access. I am open doors. I am freedom manifest. Allow these truths to unlock every portal to your highest good. Remember, the most powerful transformations occur when you understand that no door can remain locked to a consciousness that holds the key of pure belief, and each night brings an opportunity to unlock new realms of infinite potential. If you enjoyed this audiobook, I created a free ebook version for you. You can download it using the link in the pinned comment. Conclusion. In the highest chamber of the crystal temple of illumination, where the veils between worlds grew thin as gossamer, Master Christopher Sullivan prepared for his final teaching. Unlike those who claimed completion of wisdom's path, he understood that true mastery meant eternal openness to deeper understanding. In this sacred space, where reality itself seemed to breathe with conscious awareness, countless seekers had received divine revelation. Yet on this night, as starlight danced through prismatic walls, Christopher discovered something that transcended all previous teachings. The air shimmered and the chamber filled with beings of pure light, the collective wisdom of all who had ever walked the path of transformation. Their combined radiance revealed the ultimate truth, that mastery itself was not a destination, but an eternal dance of becoming. You understand now, the chorus of light beings sang, that each ending is merely a doorway to greater beginning. I seek to share how sleeping consciousness becomes the cradle of eternal evolution, Christopher whispered, as waves of possibility rippled through the crystalline chamber. The beings smiled in unison, demonstrating how each night's rest created a sacred laboratory where consciousness could experiment with new forms of expression. Your sleeping mind is the infinite workshop. Each I am declaration, crafting tomorrow's miracles from the substance of pure potential. Through the night, they revealed the deepest mystery, how each moment of rest contained seeds of unlimited becoming. The journey never ends, they explained, because consciousness itself is eternal expansion expressing through endless forms. Witness, they instructed, showing how each night's sleep offered fresh canvas for creation. Your nighttime affirmations are brushstrokes painting reality anew, each one adding to the masterpiece of existence. Know this, beloved seeker. Your nighttime consciousness is a sacred crucible of eternal becoming. Through perfect trust in darkness, you participate in the endless dance of creation itself. Practice. Tonight, embrace your role as eternal student of the infinite. As sleep approaches, feel yourself merging with the endless river of becoming. Let your I am declarations flow from pure possibility. I am eternal expansion. I am infinite potential. I am consciousness evolving. Allow these truths to craft tomorrow's miracles from the substance of your dreams. Remember, the most profound transformations occur when you understand that mastery means remaining forever open to greater wisdom, and each night brings fresh opportunity to participate in consciousness's eternal dance of becoming. Your journey does not end, it eternally unfolds into ever greater expressions of divine potential. And so, dear one, we close this chapter knowing it opens countless more. For in the sacred laboratory of your sleeping consciousness, tomorrow's miracles are forever being crafted through the infinite power of I Am. If you enjoyed this exclusive audiobook, I handpicked this next book which will change your life.